All right, so we're going. So as I said, I believe if it's a close fight, if it goes the distance, everyone is talking about how Canelo's gonna definitely get the decision. Canelo's, there's no way that Bud's gonna get the decision. I completely feel the opposite. I believe if it's a close fight, Bud's gonna get the decision, 100%. And if you really stop and think about it, it makes a lot of sense because for one, Bud is an American. Americans, come on, we're fighting America. We always get the decision. I mean, I know Canelo's, you know, the superstar basically. Canelo's a boxing superstar right now. I understand that, but it doesn't matter. In America, we tend to give the edge to the American. So I believe the fact that Canelo is a boxing superstar and he has such a great following, I think that's going to play a disadvantage to him if it goes a distance because no one's going to stop watching Canelo if he loses. It's, no one is going to stop watching Canelo if he loses. It's going to be a shock, but he has such a loyal fan base, me being one of them. I'm loyal to Canelo now, man. I wouldn't stop watching Canelo because he lost. Heck no. I'd be, I'd be, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be disappointed. I'd be disappointed because I feel like I just gave my dang pick. I was gonna give my pick on on the later video, but nah. So I'd be disappointed if Canelo lost because I do believe he is the naturally heavier dude, and not just that. I believe that he's been putting in more work for his legacy than Bud has. Everyone know Bud doesn't fight, but like maybe once a year, once twice a year to the most. So I believe Canelo's the type that consistently fights twice a year. Used to fight 3 times a year. That undisputed run at 168 versus Callum, Billy Joe, and Caleb. Like yeah, and not just that, just from his way up, fighting Cotto, fighting Mosley, fighting Floyd Mayweather, like yeah. And I said Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna drop a video on Floyd Mayweather, by the way. Side note, like Floyd very much irritated me recently. He's always irritated me little by little, but he's really just pushed me over the edge. So I'm sorry, Floyd. Hashtag I'm sorry, Floyd, but I gotta make some videos upon you, and they will reach the people. The people will start seeing things a little more clearly. But let me not get off point though. All right. So yeah, I feel like Canelo has done more for his legacy. No one's fought under the bright lights, as Jim Lampley said. No one has fought under the bright lights like Canelo. Canelo started fighting under the bright lights very, very young. I think he was like 19, 20 when he started fighting like in Vegas, under Floyd's on the undercard. I remember that. So I just feel like he's been putting a little more work, man, than Bud has. So and he's a naturally heavier dude. Like I'd be like, dang, Canelo, like I thought you were like great like that. Which by the way, I'm gonna make this into a two notions in this video. Now I have to. The pick, why, and why I feel like why I feel like Bud will get the decision and Canelo won't if it's close. But let me stay on that topic though. So I feel like I said, so Canelo has a big time following. No one's gonna stop watching Canelo if he loses. For real, like that's not gonna happen. So I feel like the boxing execs, they understand this. So if it's a close fight, I'm talking about even if Canelo won by maybe 2, 3 rounds, if it's that close, I truly believe, my bad, my back hurt. I truly believe they're gonna give it to Bud. Honestly, like if I was the one to be making those decisions, I believe it'll actually be good for boxing because think about how, like I said, Canelo's gonna have his following. So Canelo's next fight will still be massive. It might be a rematch, but I don't think they'd want to give him a rematch if it was if Canelo won the fight by 2 rounds, but it was that close, so they gave it to Bud. I don't think Bud's gonna want to go in for the immediate rematch. So just imagine how huge Bud's next fight would be. Man, it'd be off the charts. Seriously, it could be against another 160 pounder. It could be a 154 pounder. because it'd be highly impressive to go from 168 and then go to 154. So that right there would be a storyline in itself. You know, yeah, people would be like, damn, how did you just go to 168? Now he's at 154 fighting Jermell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Like people, man, that no matter who Bud fights next, it's gonna be huge. So I think that'd be great for boxing. And then, like I said, whoever Canelo fights next after the loss to Bud, that's gonna be huge too, because people gonna be like, oh man, people gonna be like, they're gonna we're gonna want to see what Canelo does after a loss. Like he's gonna be, I think he's gonna be like extra motivated. That'd be a new fire underneath. That'd be lit. That'd be lit up. You know. So, on my little nephews here. So I believe that it'd be a good move for boxing. I personally believe so. So I think that right there, like I said, and on top of Bud being the American, I believe that Bud would definitely get the decision. Even if Canelo clearly wins it by like 2 rounds, I think Bud would definitely get the decision. I mean, I think that'd be a smart move. I really do. I think that'd be a smart move. I don't see, because many people believe that, you know, that there's no way that Bud's gonna get the decision if it's close, that they're gonna rob him. I do not believe that whatsoever. I have never heard anyone say that. My homeboy texted me not that long ago, and he was like, "Man, if it's close, I think they're gonna rob Canelo." And I'm like, "Damn, I'm like, that's crazy, man." I'm like, "Ah, you're my homeboy for a reason." I'm like, I was like, because I'm like the only one I've heard say that, you know. I heard say that like I'm talking to myself. It's like, oh, well, everybody talks out loud sometimes. But no, so I'm like, damn, that's crazy, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm with you 100%. I'm pretty sure other people do believe so too. I'm pretty sure we ain't the only one who thinks that if it's a close one, you know, they're gonna give it to Bud. So my little niece, hey, what's up? So I definitely believe if it's a close one, it's gonna be given to Bud. Bud will get the decision, 100%. And okay, so as far as the pick goes, well, I said earlier, I'd be a little disappointed for the reasons I gave. You know, I feel Canelo has been putting in his work way more consistently than Bud has. So I you know, and I've been watching Canelo more than Bud for sure. I started watching Canelo on his undercard. You know, like that's when I first saw. I was like, who is this dude? Me and my homeboy were at a party, and we're like, well, this little. We all thought he was Irish. You know what I mean? Like, who's this Irish dude right here? You know. So, and it took me a while to like Canelo as well too. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like he used to say some things in the past that kind of like really rubbed me the wrong way. You know, because he was speaking upon like ethnicity and stuff like that. You know, so yeah, he said a couple of things. I was just like, Basically, it was like, hey, Chicano pride, baby, Chicano power. What you mean, man? What you mean? So it took me a little while to, you know, like come around to Canelo. So once, you know, somebody wins their love, man, it's really hard to, you know, like not support that, not, you know, too hard to break that, you know. So yeah, so I'd be disappointed if Canelo lost, man, because I feel like he's like I said, only because he's a naturally heavier dude. Because man, I love Bud, man. I believe in Bud. Like I love the way he speaks, like his will. I love his personality, man. I do. I think he's funny, man. Like when he's in front of the mic, that's different. You can tell he's kind of like he kind of gets defensive, you know. So he starts being puts on that little cool mode, that cool role, you know, as we all do. But so he's like he's not comfortable just yet, even in front of the mic. But when you get him off the mic, man, he's funny. He's constantly messing with people, always trying to compete. And like like in the countdown, that barber was like, man, shit, Bud will tell you he's a better barber than me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love Bud, man. He seemed like a great man for real, like a great father. He seemed like a very great father, man. Like how he takes time like that, you know. So no, I'm a big believer in Bud. I just believe that he's the naturally smaller dude. So I believe in Canelo, and so I'm like Canelo, man. You know you're a great. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. I'm gonna be a little disappointed because I feel like you're the naturally heavier dude. So it's like you should be great at your weight class, you know. And if it was vice versa, if it was Bud, although like I have been watching Canelo long ago, man. It's not even no ethnicity thing either. Because honestly, like I said, I'm Chicano, I'm Mexican American, so that's its own that has its own, you know, affliction and tension, you could say, you know. Not necessarily affliction, but I mean I don't know, it kind of you know, back in the day kind of hurt, you know, people saying certain things, but so yeah, that has its own dynamics. But so yeah, even that, it's just I've been watching Canelo longer. It took me some time to really come around. So now, like I said, once you come around, you know, you start becoming more loyal, and it's hard to break that love. So yeah, that's my pick too. I think specifically, I think Canelo was gonna. I think he's good. He's great still. So I think the great man, as they say, beats a great little man. The great big man beats a great little man. So I think Canelo's gonna stop Bud actually because I feel like he has something to prove. So I think that he's gonna stop Bud like maybe the eighth, ninth round. I'm not sure. I don't think he's gonna knock Bud out. Bud's he's too smart, man. He's too skillful. So I don't think he'll knock him out like as far as like put him out to the jaw and something like that. If anything, it'll be like a body shot. Or to be honest, man, mm, I could see a stop. I could see the corner throwing in the towel. I could see Bo Mac like, nah, man, like, hey, you 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 really made an effort and you really tried even doing this, and then Bud will be pissed. Bud will be pissed. I know he would. He's like, but man, he was like, you're taking a beating in there, man. Like, hey, we underestimated how great Canelo is. Let's give him his flowers, man. And so I feel like I could see Bud throwing in the towel. Cause I feel like I could see Bo Mac throwing in the towel because he knows that Bud would for real die in that ring. You know what I mean? Like his competitive will and his competitive nature and his heart. Bud has a lot of heart. So I could see Bo Mac throwing in that flag, man. So I feel like it's gonna be a stoppage in the eighth, ninth round. Before the eighth, ninth round, I feel like it's gonna be a stoppage because I feel like he's gonna try to truly just compete. He's gonna get that anger and that rage in him, and he's gonna just try to compete. And Bo Mac's gonna be like, nah, man, like damn, Canelo he's greater than what we thought. So that's my pick. That's how I think it's gonna happen in the fight. So to recap, if it's a close one though, if it goes a distance and it's a close one, even if Canelo's up by a couple rounds, I believe they're gonna give it to Bud for sure. But I do believe Bud, especially the way you see how sharp he looks, man, he looks physically sharp. Like, there's no way, man. So there's no way somebody can sit there and say that Bud doesn't have a very good chance of beating Canelo. I can see Bud truly beating Canelo, like a true victory where he won. He won by a round or two. I can see him doing that, man, 100%. But I still believe Canelo's great, so I think he's being underestimated. Canelo is, so I think he's gonna end up stopping Bud because he's the naturally heavier dude. But we're about to find out. One more day, it's going down. We got to get in the way for this one for sure. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning. And here we go, y'all. Here we go. Vaya con Dios. Much love. Peace. Ooh,